First question. Name, age, and your job title.
I'm Syson, I'm 27. I was an area sales manager. I'm now unemployed to follow my dream of becoming a tattoo artist.
Let's just take a little bit of a rewind back to April 2022. So, as I say, before you started online coaching, before you started trusting me with helping you with your health and fitness goals, what was it that you kind of struggled with? How did you kind of look and feel before you joined the team?
I didn't like the way I looked at all. I didn't like the way I felt in myself. I was stressed. I was running around like a bear with a sore head. I just wasn't feeling good at all. Always massively struggled with my weight from being a kid. I now realise that, why I was struggling with my weight. I had a bad relationship with food. I had a bad relationship with myself. Food was always my go-to comfort. There was a lot of sort of bullying early on, which I basically had no self-esteem, I had no confidence, and I just kind of gave up on myself a bit. And I've always yo-yoed up and down throughout years. I've tried different programs. I have had like bits of success with some of these programs in the past, but it's always, you get to that goal and then you just rebound.
Yeah.
But the difference being with this is I've gotten to the goal, smashed another goal, and gotten to like the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
And now know exactly how to maintain that physique for the rest of my life, which sets you apart from, this Thrive coach, from the rest of everything I've been on. Because it's sort of like, this is how you get from A to B, but nobody ever tells you how to stay there.
Stay big, yeah.
Or even if you regress a bit, how do I get back to where I was?
Love that, and of course you know it's coming, but if I show you these initial progress photos, which is you sitting 84 pounds heavier than you are right now, or thereabouts.
107 kilo.
107, 108, I think it was just under 108 kilos. If I was to rewind the clock, and if you could tell yourself here that you were going to look like you do now and feel like you do now in the next 2.5 years, what was it you would say to this exact person that you can see on the screen?
Just, don't be ashamed to ask someone for help. Someone who knows what they're talking about, someone who's been there, who knows what it feels like to be fucking ganged up on and picked on and, all that shit. And just bite the bullet and do it, you've got it.
So, with that in mind, and obviously seeing yourself 5.5 stone heavier, seeing yourself, as I say, with no self-esteem or confidence, would you say joining Thrive has changed your life?
Unbelievable. There are more ways than one, like a lot more ways than one, because when I initially jumped on, I didn't even realise at the time that I'd gotten that big, that I'd let myself go that much. I wasn't unemployed for a while before that, and me and my girlfriend just sort of sat there and ate takeaways all day because, we didn't have a job. But, it clicked one day. I looked at myself in the mirror and I thought, I've never been this big in my life and something really needs to change. And I was actually about to jump on and I sent you a DM anyway.
Yeah.
Seeing you pop up on Instagram. Obviously I know you anyway from school. But that same day you popped up to me and I was like, well, it's a sign.
Coincidence, it's can't be coincidence.
And I thought, you know what, I know him already, I'll see what he's about, I'll jump on, and it's completely not just changed my physicality, which is the reason I jumped on in the first place. I wanted to change the way I looked.
Yeah.
But I've learned so much more than just, it's not about the abs anymore.
Yeah.
The abs are great, right? I've got the photos, But I generally just feel like more confident, I'm more social. I like meeting new people, I like going out. I've now got the confidence to walk away from like a high paid sales job to pursue my dream.
Follow your dream.
Which a few years ago I would never
have the confidence to do that. Love it.
I don't mind talking about this, but last year I lost my mum, and I've said to you before, if this had happened like 3 years ago, I would have spiraled.
It
would have
been a disaster.
It would have been a disaster, and I'm so thankful that this kind of like, it helped us get all those negative emotions and like sort of focus on something more positive, and it's kind of like working on myself through it all.
Yeah.
And it just really helped us to overcome that, and you know, I knew where to like push and pull, so I wasn't like burning myself out.
And I was letting things
everything sort of getting on top. So yeah, it's massively changed my life. Hugely. I feel like I'm now like at my full potential. Like, I am who I was sort of meant to be. You know?
No, absolutely.
Like,
you're the person. For sure. You're the person you've always wanted to be, and becoming the man who you want to become, sort of thing.
Much, and, I'm actually excited for the future.
Yes, I was about to say that.
I never used to be.
Your optimism for the future is done a full 360.
Absolutely.
Maybe even a 720, because
I feel pretty unstoppable. I feel like it's just like you start getting these little wins, and I think it comes a point in the program where you're like, yes, I want to look a certain way, but it's more so like, I love the way I'm feeling. You've got more energy, you've got more willingness to do stuff, you know, you just, overall, just enjoying life.
Yeah.
You know.
Love it. Quality of life skyrocketed, sort of thing. Love it. So, obviously, in terms of kind of like what you've learned, I know obviously we've been coaching together for a long period of time, but if you could kind of put down maybe still one or two things that have been like massive light bulb moments or eye openers for you, what would you say those kind of one or two things would be?
I can still lose weight and eat stuff like this.
Love it.
In moderation.
Yeah.
I done 12 weeks of another program when I was 11 because I was bullied, you know what I mean? Like,
that's when they started.
No 11-year-old should have to be going to the gym and killing themselves. It's called Body for Life, and it was sort of, you had 6 meals a day. Nothing was really weighed out, there was nothing about macronutrients, it was just like, you know, a protein source, a carb source, you know, fruit and veggies. But then on a weekend it was like you had a cheat day where you could scran all the food that you wanted.
Yeah.
And I know now that what's the point of killing yourself all week to just regress and progress, and when you can have things like this in moderation
every day.
I mean, like, even in this like really hard deficit, I've been eating pancakes every day and I've still lost weight.
Yeah.
So that's one massive thing that
you've learned. Love that, mate. Absolutely class. And of course, recently we've just launched the education platform where I've sat and put multiple hours, hundreds, thousands of hours of research and planning them all and recording all the lectures and stuff like that. What would you say has been kind of like helpful in terms of like learning the science behind the habits that we're practice and preach on the program?
Well, first off, it actually you can tell how much work you've put into it, and I'm not saying there's not another thing out there like this, but I don't know many people who would put that much sort of work into building an entire education platform around all these key things that factor into, you know, just an overall healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
And you know, it's all well and good you telling me what to do, but I'd like to know why I'm doing it. And all those lectures explain exactly why we do it. It's like you don't hold any secrets, you know what I mean? You just share your knowledge with everyone else. And you know, like I tell like my mates and like my girlfriend like things I've learned, and you don't go too in depth with the science either. It's very easily digestible, very clear, and I've even learned a lot, like just watching the first few, so
and obviously
massively beneficial.
Wicked, love it. And obviously you've been on board for so long, you're still learning things, you're still getting those light bulb moments, sick. So what would be advice for anyone who's sitting on the fence, who's kind of thinking, shouldn't I join? Like,
just do it. Just do it. Seriously, like, there's never ever going to be a perfect time. And yes, there are better times than others, but, you know, just do it. It's an investment. That you basically, you're paying with money for shit you can't really buy.
With money.
And that's how I
self-respect, self-esteem, confidence.
You're buying your life back.
Yeah.
You're buying you're buying your true potential.
Yeah.
You're buying years of your life back, as you said. I'd absolutely recommend it to anyone who's even slightly thinking about making even a couple of little lifestyle changes.
Love that. Appreciate that, mate. And then finally, just in terms of like anything else that you would like to add that we haven't touched on about myself or the program?
I'm absolutely like eternally grateful for you just dropping in my inbox out there. And, it's brought us closer together as well.
Yeah,
I mean, we've known each other for years and years, and we've had the same friends and stuff. But I don't feel as if we were like really close throughout school. But it's nice that we've formed that bond and connected, and we are really similar.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have just been there every step of the way to just, kick us up the arse when I needed it, or give us a bit of reassurance when I'm a bit going through some shit or whatever. Like, I don't see you as a coach, I see you as a best mate.
Yeah. And
I'm sure a lot of the clients on this program see you as a mate, because you are very relatable. You're just like a normal lad.
I don't like to think of anything like
exactly.
respectful sort of thing. It's like, I'm here to give you as much information.
Yeah.
I've got no hidden secrets, I've got no hidden doors.
It's very approachable, you like to have a laugh, nothing's ever too serious, and yeah, it's you're a pleasure to work with.
Wicked, mate. Well, thank you very much for your time, and thank you very much for fucking smashing it, because my work's only ever successful if you're willing to put the graft in and you're willing to follow me and trust my word and my process sort of thing. So
it works.
It does work, it does work. Happy days.
Nice one.
Happy days.